What's happening, my friends? Mr. Nomad Ben here. Welcome to day 2 of my journey back up north. We're going to kick it off at the Chicago favorite eatery known as Portillos. I've been eating here for years, and because I live in the South, this is a special treat to me. It's known for the Italian beef sandwiches, alongside with some Chicago-style hot dogs, and the awesome, legendary chocolate cake shake. So why don't we go inside and grab ourselves something to eat? And after that, let's kind of go drive around, and I'll show you where I grew up in the towns of Wheaton and Warrenville, Illinois. I want to take you guys with me and enjoy the day today with a little good, delicious food and a little bit of nostalgia. And here we go.
Tell us all about where you've been, Nomad Ben. Tell us all about the finer points of living in his traveling. Food, beer, history, nature quest, every corner of the South to the great Midwest. Tell us all about where you've been, Nomad Ben.
To enter Portillo's, in this particular location, you kind of go through these fun little slidey doors like this. And when you walk in, you're kind of greeted by some car parts. You can make your orders over there. And you also could get ribs as well. Get some salad. Well, I'm going to go for the traditional Chicago-style hot dog today and a chocolate cake shake. And here's a picture of the founder, Mr. Dick Portillo, alongside with another worker. And here's the history of the Portillos. It started out as a tiny establishment called the Dog House. Founder Dick Portillo opened up in 1963. So this particular theming here is quite interesting. Kind of seems like it might take place like during the 1920s, during bootlegging time. We got a truck up there. Very cool. So here's a wall of celebrities that enjoy Portillos. We got models and actresses, Carmen Electra on the top there, and Jenny McCartney, and actor Vince Vaughn, and Guy Fieri, and even Papa John right up there. And you got a Chicago Bear. And there's the guy, I forget what his, Joe Montana, I cannot remember his name, but he does the voice for Fat Tony. But he's also one of the lead guys in Criminal Minds. And Brian Urlacher's right up there too. And actor Sean Haynes, who was in Will and Grace. And of course, Jay Leno. And I forgot to mention, even Jim Belushi loves this restaurant as well.
There you go. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Number 349, my food is ready. And let's go ahead and do the unbagging. We've got a glass of water and the legendary chocolate cake shake. I got a cheese fry. Here's the thing of cheese and the fry. And I got a Chicago-style hot dog and a beef and cheddar croissant. Okay, so Mickey Mouse hat. We'll go ahead and let's do the hot dog first. Got a little bit of everything on it. A little tomato, pickle, onion. And these babies here are called the sport peppers. I personally cannot eat a hot dog without them. I know it's a hit and miss for some people, but I love sport peppers, and normally I eat them extra on my hot dog. But today we'll kind of take it easy. I've been trying to eat a little bit less spicier food lately, but every once in a while I have cravings for some hot food. But it's a kind of a very medium pepper. But yeah, there's a Chicago-style hot dog like this. And I like mustard on mine. I'm not really a big fan of ketchup on my hot dogs when it comes to certain things. But, alright, let's go for this. relish too. Next, we're going to do the beef and cheddar on a croissant. A lot of unwrapping to do in this one. I'm not really a fan of giardiniera on my beef sandwiches. But here is what we're dealing with. There's deliciousness. There's cheddar cheese on it. A little bit of cheese fries. I never miss an opportunity to get cheese fries every time I'm at a Portillo's. Satisfied. Man, this really hit the spot. So to polish off all that food, you gotta have a chocolate cake shake. And literally, it's a whole piece of cake. Oh, it's dripping a little bit. It's a whole piece of cake inside a shake. How awesome is that? And you know, even though you don't have to have just a chocolate cake shake, you get a piece of cake individually. Their chocolate cake is just amazing by itself. And you know, I hear the secret ingredient is actually mayonnaise. That's what I hear. So it could be a rumor, but rumor spread. So here we are. Baby, I miss this shake. They gotta talk about the hot dog. I forgot to mention that the hot dog, the little black seeds that are on it, it's called poppy seeds. So you cannot go wrong with the poppy seed bun with the Chicago style hot dog. So you know you need the ingredients of tomato, onion, pickle, relish, and sport peppers. You have to polish it with a poppy seed bun and celery salt to make it taste the way it is. But man, Portillo's has been a fan favorite for many people in Chicago, parts of America, even in California and Orlando. I know Orlando just got their location open, but we're here in Downers Grove, Illinois. So, man, it was great. I believe the first Portillo's was in Villa Park. I think I could be wrong about that, so don't take my word for it. So now that I'm satisfied, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of milk the shake throughout the day. And why don't we just drive around and I'll show you guys some places where I lived when I was a kid. So let's go. So here's the water tower at Downers Grove, Illinois. And where I'm at right now is the former location of a Fry's Electronics. And why I am here to show you is because this was one of my many jobs I worked at when I was living here in Illinois. I would drive from Wheaton to Downers Grove, which was a very simple drive. This place was a really awesome store, and I had the honor of working at this place for a short period of time before it was the last job I did before I made it to Georgia. And yeah, I don't know exactly what happened to cause its closure, but Fry's is no more. They just came into work one day, and turns out all the locations decided to close. All right, well, let's go ahead and head to Wheaton. Driving on Butterfield Road, or Illinois Route 56. Currently in the town of Glen Ellen, making my way to one of my hometowns of Wheaton, Illinois. And on this road here leads to my home when I was in high school and my old high school itself. So here I'm at on the border of Wheaton and Warrenville, Illinois. I'm on the Wheaton side. Here's my old high school, Wheaton, Warrenville South. This used to be my old high school right over here. 9th to 12th grade here. And down this street here, I look both ways here as I walk. I moved over here in August of 2005, a little before my 15th birthday. And on this street, coming about where I'm about to point, that used to be my old house right over there. I'm not going to get closer to the house, but just that house over there used to be my house. And sometimes we have friends or people pay my parents to park at our house right over there. It's one of those horseshoe driveways. And then we'll make our way over to Wheaton, Warrenville South High School. I could literally almost throw a whole baseball to hit the parking lot. It was probably the greatest thing ever that I could walk to school. This is what it was every day when school started at 7:20 a.m. I would wake up maybe around 7:05, throw on some clothes, and walk across the street and make it to band class, which would be over on that side of the building. I'll zoom in there. Have my trombone in my hand and go through that entrance right at 7:20 sharp. So this is part of my high school life. So where we're heading to next, we're going to head over to downtown Wheaton, where there's a historical popcorn shop I'd like to take you guys to. So down over this direction, this used to be an entrance, so right where I'm standing, this used to be a big parking lot. And then they put more grass and made it into a park. But right behind me, that building over there that's now Mariano's has now converted into a grocery store back then, but Mariano's used to be my middle school, Hubble Middle School, probably less than 10 years ago. Well, more like 5-7 years ago, something like that. Hubble Middle School decided to move to Warrenville, Illinois, my hometown, and they demolished majority of the school and remodeled it and then converted it into a grocery store. But we still got parts of the original building and baseball field over here. I'll kind of get you a closer look, kind of give you the remnants of what's left of Hubble Middle School, because I could tell by the type of brick that building is, that's exactly what my old middle school would look like. And I remember, we'll get a little closer look as I walk. Because there'll be the place where you play some ball down here. We have a gym class outside. And then at the end of the day, buses will be all lined up from there to about the entrance of the school over there. So this is what's left of Hubble Middle School, where I went to 6th to 8th grade. And here we are at downtown Wheaton, at least a part of it. But here comes the Metro train. They'll take you to and fro to Chicago. It's actually on its way right now. That was actually a pretty good coincidence that the train came by. So here's one strip of shops here. There's a brewing company over there. There's some things I've never seen here before because I've been gone for quite some time. But I am so glad that this place is still open where all those big crowds of people are at. This is the original popcorn shop in Wheaton, Illinois. And it has been around for over 100 years. And here is the sign that says Little Popcorn Shop Store celebrating 100 years. 4 customers at the time of the store, mask required. So as I wait to get into the popcorn shop, this is a new fountain here in town. This used to be an old historic fountain that used to be on this street. But it looks like it's been replaced by this. But it is tradition. Since I'm not going to put my feet in it, I'm going to at least touch the water. Whoa! That's pretty cold. This is what the popcorn shop is. Just this little skinny place filled with candy and popcorn. Pretty awesome. Let's go inside. So being inside the popcorn shop, here are the sizes of the popcorn you can get. 100 years of Wheaton. You get your candy on the wall. Pick a bag, fill it up with candy, go in the back, and get some popcorn. Pure Wheaton history here. The guy is following the old guidelines for celebrating 100 years. And here's the big water tower, the city of Warrenville. We're now in my hometown of Warrenville, Illinois. And where we're about to turn to next, you're gonna turn left over here. Here at Summer Lake's home areas. And this is where I grew up in this development. Over there is the swimming pool. And then there's a little lake out over here. You see the lake. And then down this way will be my neighborhood. So along this street here, my old house where I grew up when I was about 2 years old to about 14 years old, my house is on the corner right over here. It's where I grew up, this little ranch style house. In about a block or two, you could go down this street here, and then you turn left. It will take you to a place where you could get some really good beer. And I did not know that there was a homegrown brewery here in my neighborhood. And I've always asked my dad when I was younger, why didn't you not tell me that there was a brewery next to our house? And he goes, well son, you were underage. Why would I tell you that there was a brewery next to our house? So here we are at Two Brothers Brewing Company. There's the back porch of this facility and this big building here. And then there's their silo right over there. I'm gonna go in there in their little shop to go get me some coffee that they also make here. I'll go in for a quick pint as well. So here's the inside of the brewing company. Got your whole list of beers on the wall here. And they make it all here in-house. And there's the inside of the brewing right over here. It's pretty cool. So here's the list of beer that they have on the wall here. And I settled with my favorite, the Pinball Pale Ale. It says Two Brothers Brewing here in Warrenville, Illinois. Again, I did not know there was a brewery next to my house. Well, cheers, my friends. Very good beer. It's nice to get a local beer in the town I grew up in. Very good. So right by the silos is this mural of how beer is made. Well, here's the bottles and the crates, the barrels. And there is a little way of how to do it. From silo to tap. So that's pretty cool. So here's the merchandise store. You can get some beer, I wanted to buy the hat, but the hat was too small. Buy the shirts, sweaters, and of course they have awesome coffee, which I'm going to buy on my way out. Two Brothers Brewing and Two Brothers Coffee Roasters. So right across from the brewery, on the other side of the block, is Summer Lake Parks. And why I'm taking you guys here, because it's summertime and it's baseball season, so I figure I kind of walk over to some familiar spots. Looks like they kind of moved things around last time I was here, because over there would be a softball and baseball field where my sister and I would play some Little League softball and Little League baseball. But it looks like it converted into a different park, because you can see people riding their bikes there and going down with their bikes and skateboards. I never played on this field before, but I always see like adults and high school kids play some intense baseball over here. We're getting past this tree will be my final stop when it comes to schools. Let me zoom in. So right over there is my elementary school, Johnson Elementary School. So since I lived a couple more blocks down that way, and Johnson Elementary School is over there, and played baseball here in Little League, but when it was school time, I would either walk home going down this direction and walk a couple blocks down home, or it'd be the other way around, because there's a little bridge over there, and I remember taking some classes when I was a little kid there, and we planted trees and plants. So I'm not going to walk over there, but I can tell you that there were times that I spent a lot of time outside in the little creeks and the little rivers that were between the school and the baseball fields, just right over there. And there's one more home we're going to drive right by. In this little neighborhood here, I remember when I was a kid, I rode my little tricycle all around this island over here. And right behind that bush was my first home, right over there. That's where I was born and raised. Born in this house and left around 2 years old to move to that ranch house. And there's some wild raspberry bush right over there. Like right in the corner, I'll zoom in. There'll be a wild raspberry bush right here. 0 to 2 years old, this was my home, and then eventually my aunt bought this home from my mom and dad. So over here is actually downtown Warrenville. There's really not much. And we got a library, the city hall. Behind those trees is like a small castle. And you got little shops in there as well, that direction. And I'm kind of low on time, so maybe another time we'll kind of walk around downtown Warrenville when I'm back in town. That's right, buddy. So downtown Warrenville, it's not much, but one day we'll come back. Hey guys, so I'm back at the hotel. It's 11 o'clock at night, but really it's a little after midnight Southern time, so I'm not, my body's not used to North time, even though it's an hour behind us where I live, so I didn't get a chance to do an outro, because when we get back to the hotel, I had family and friends that we never see, because they live up here up north, and it's kind of hard for them to visit me in the south, so they came over to the hotel, and we had a good time. We all caught up, and my best friend Michael, we're going to see tomorrow in an adventure. So we ordered some pizza late at night. We ordered some Rosati's pizza. It's not enough. It's a Chicago-based pizza, but it's a thin crust pizza, not deep dish. But very delicious pizza. I've been eating Rosati's anytime I have a chance when I come up north. So Rosati's pizza is so good. I recommend the thin crust. Their deep dish is good too. Never turned down a good deep dish pizza. I wanted to do a deep dish pizza, but maybe another time I'm in the city and I'm staying a little longer, we'll do a deep dish review. But Rosati's pizza, recommend, try it, delicious pizza. Recommend a sweet treat right after. It is salty, it is greasy, but it's very delicious. Well, my friends, if you guys enjoyed this particular video, getting to see my towns of Wheaton and Warrenville, Illinois, give this video a thumbs up. It shows that you cared and you enjoyed yourself. And please, my friends, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button and ring that notification bell. I had a great time today. Got to eat Portillos and show you guys around my two towns I grew up in. We'll see you in tomorrow's adventure. You guys get to meet my childhood best friend. And we're going to go walk around a beautiful forest preserve. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good night, my friends.